Welcome everyone. My name is Paula Phillips Barb, also known as Journal Artista, and it's Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on Ustream.tv. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is a live show that was previously recorded, and yeah, if you're watching, you know what I mean, Vern. So we would love to have you join us. I stream every Wednesday and Saturday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I already had this hot mess of a page, and when I say it was a hot mess, it was the colors were muted, and no matter how many layers I put on, it was continued to be muted. I don't know what went on, how I did it wrong, who knows. But I die. But anyway, so I just put gesso on it, and it's still coming up through. So I thought the only way that I can rectify the situation is try to put a napkin on it. And I was cleaning a little bit and sorting stuff the past couple days, and I've got some napkins, and I actually like peeled them away, so it was the only napkin left, and who knows, gone already. And I cleaned off my desk. I even cleaned under the computer over here. So anyways, we're gonna try see how this goes. Hey Barb, I was just calling your name. I have this delicate napkin, and if you remember, I did do a page like this a while ago, like this. It was the same type of napkin. This one had happened to be a rose, and I put it in three, different spots, and we used some watercolor crayon. So I thought I'm gonna try that again, which because I liked it so much. But I'll try it on this hot mess page and see what happens. I'm only going to do one first because I only have one of these beautiful napkins, and if it doesn't work, I don't want to put all three down. So this particular knot, I think before I put some gel medium on it to glue it down. So I got it's so hot here, so these things are blowing away. Hey Marion, I got my ginormous cup of coffee today, my size matters ones, just for Linda. So normally I like to use a Q-tip to cut my napkins, but oh yeah, I do have one. I lied. I just use a Q-tip, I wet it. I think it's more precise, and I don't know if it's hard to see. Maybe I'll go in one. So I was telling everyone while I cut this um, that I went back online. I won't go through the whole story again, but I went back online um, to look at Michael's to apply for a job because I knew that there was that they saved your profile. And what I was actually looking for was my old application to look at my resume, or to start my resume again because I can't find it on my computer. So anyways, when I was looking at it, I saw that my phone number was wrong. It was my old cell phone number because I originally applied there to teach back in when I still worked, so that would have been in 2013. And I saw that my phone number was wrong. So maybe if you guys remember when I applied, a couple months ago, that maybe this whole time and I thought that maybe they weren't calling me because I'm a very polarized person. If they say something like, there was a questionnaire, personality test, I thought I probably failed the personality test because when they say things like um, something about safety, I'm like strongly agree, or if they talk about different procedures and can procedures are proven procedures. I forget what they said, but I strongly disagree because I think all processes and procedures can be bettered. And so, anyways, that's I'm hoping maybe. So I reapplied anyways, and I put in my new, this phone number. But I'm just wondering. Here I thought I was like failed a personality test, and maybe they just had the wrong phone number the whole time. Hey, DRD mom. You made your first journal page yesterday. That's awesome. Did you take a picture of it? You can, if you're on Instagram or Twitter, I'd love to see it. Just at Journal Artista. So, anyways, which is why I didn't prepare anything for tonight, because one thing led to another, and I found myself spending an hour doing that again, refilling it out. And then I went to Starbucks and put an application on there. So, I failed. I am very. There's certain things that if I shouldn't put. So if I have strong convictions is what I should be saying. So if I believe in something, I'm all the way. I strongly agree or strongly disagree. I'm not kind of in between. So anyways, we shall see. I applied to both. I understand I'm extremely overqualified for both, but anyways, hopefully something will happen. I need a glue brush. Surprise, surprise, my other glue brush has gone stiff. Let's see, I'll just use this cheap Artist Loft one. I'm just using some matte medium. This is actually matte polymer medium. Let me get some wet brush here. Yeah, so I'm very strongly agree, or maybe I should just put agree, the one in between. So, but I need to do something. I need to be able to pay October 1st rent. Anyways, gotta start somewhere. I've been debating off and on whether I want to go, go into a supervisory position. The one that I looked at, and sorry if you're here for art, I'm having a chat right now. Sorry. But the supervisory position that I looked at just before we went to Maryland is gone already. It's actually this brush. This is an Artist Loft 1/2 inch brush. Usually at this time of year when it's the school, back to school time, they have like a whole tub of these for like $5. You make no money at Mike's. Well, for me, other than beads, I'm just obsessed with beads. But let's be realistic. I don't need anything. You don't need anything. So far, so good, eh? Thanks, Glenda. Thanks, everyone. Ooh, you did a page in your Midori? That's awesome. Yeah, whoever did these beautiful napkins, these watercolor ones, I love them. So far, so good. Doesn't look like it's coming up too much. But I'm still going to try to dry it to see if something goes up in it, and then we'll put the other 3 on. And then I think our wonderful friend Terry Lutz gave me the Mr. Sketch gel crayons, which I think are water soluble. So we'll try it. It's on top of gesso, so I'm going to try them. The thing about, you can tell that I use Sharpies. Obviously, that's coming through the gesso and everything else. And, there's ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen will come up through anything as well. Oh, yeah. I know I can move up the chain, no matter where I work. Like I said, the YMCA here in Canada, I'm just going to try this while I talk. The YMCA has an employment center that's just by my mom's house. And like I say, they have a job fair on Friday, this coming Friday, for general laborers. And I'm sure that there's factories, like by the lake, you know, there's lots of factories where around where I live now. And so like Simon said, I could start as a general laborer and work myself up, because obviously I'm not trying to be, like when I say I'm overqualified, you know, there's nothing wrong being a general laborer. I was a general laborer for 8 years. I loved running my machine. Uh, but you know, then becoming a quality and safety manager and supervisory position, it's a big step up from a general laborer. Okay, that's half decent, don't you think? You can still see, you know, that where I did that Sharpie coming up through, but I don't, you know, I think it actually makes all this other stuff look nice. They're regular crayons. Aren't these, Sherry? Aren't these the ones you were trying when you tweeted it? Gel crayons, and well, they look like Crayola slick sticks. They look like slick sticks, slightly different package. Uh, this one smells like banana. If you want to take a sniff, more than half of what? This one smells like banana. Anyways, I thought, Sherry, that that's the ones you had and we're talking about. So let's put the other ones down. And we'll try her again. The other time, so let me just bookmark that other page here. When I did this one, I wanted to look like they were in water, which is why I put float away. Look what I found, Jean. Sorry, I have a little rabbit trail. Years ago, Jean made this awesome book out of file folders. I wrote the instructions down. This is my friend Music Scrap Jean without the A. And I wrote the instructions down and I completely wrote them wrong. And I totally got it wrong. Jean always makes fun of me. So I found that while I was cleaning today. I got to do something with it because it's a funny story. So anyways, what I was saying about this was that there's actually 3 different roses. I think these are cabbage roses. But this one, this is the same type of flower. I don't know what kind of flower it is. But it's inspiring. Hopefully one day I can do watercolors like that. Oh, Mr. Sketch markers. I said this the other day that I every year before school I was so excited to get my new set of Mr. Sketch crayons. Yeah, not to mention the scoreboard confusion. Like I said, I wrote the instructions. I was being a bad student. It wasn't Jean's fault. It was totally the bad student. Oh my word. That was a long time ago. Oh look, I forgot to rip it. Rats. Because when I put the other stuff down, oh well, I just have to let that dry a little bit. When I put the next layer, when I do the water soluble crayons again, if I don't remove this extra stuff, it actually changes, what's the word I'm looking for? The watercolor crayon on top of this napkin looks different. We'll make it look different. Hey, Virginia. So let's try it again. I think when I did that page too, it was an impromptu stream. I don't think it was ever recorded. But sometimes, you know, I've got a hot mess over there on this page, or what I thought to be a hot mess. I tried to cover it with gesso. It still wasn't working out. So sometimes, you know, just gotta slap a napkin on it. Oh yeah. Oh, the Mr. Sketch markers. They smell delicious. Years ago, I did, in my first art journal that I streamed with, we did a show using Mr. Sketch markers as watercolors. But the orange one, they smell delicious. And with the Mr. Sketch markers, they used to have, um, the yellow used to be lemon, not banana. All right. Hey, Donna. Just slap a napkin down. Because see, sometimes, look, you can't even gesso over it. I suppose I could have used black gesso. Oh boy. My fan is blowing things everywhere. So let's try it again. I'll have to make it a little bit wet. See if I can make it a different, put it in a different spot. But this was definitely a flop opportunity because I didn't expect it to go so well with the background. I might not put anything else on it. Call it done. See you later. Hi, Ali. Sitting through a hot mess painting in a snowstorm. I could just picture somebody heaving it out off the deck. Oh boy. Oh yeah, the new ones. Did I send them to Sherry? There was a new Mr. Sketch marker set, not the original ones. It was called like Movie Night or something. Oh yeah, it had some gross ones. It had that popcorn, buttered popcorn one. Oh yeah, gross. It reminds me of that buttered popcorn jelly belly jelly beans. Ugh, disgusting. I'm on a roll tonight. Yeah, light blue one is grilled cheese. What? Not in these are grilled cheese. Hold the fort. Cherry, orange, banana, apple, blueberry, grape. Yeah, Sherry, did I give you those? Or did I throw them out? Yeah, grilled. The Mr. Sketch markers. That movie set was, or whatever it was some serious bad news. Alright, put that over there so I can do another one. Hi, Annabelle. Welcome, everyone. Rebecca, if I missed you. Oh, buttered popcorn jelly belly. Gag. I love popcorn. Like, love it, but the artificial stuff is just bad news. So again, using just a wet, I was just going to say a wet ear cleaner. Q-tip. You got your first set of calligraphy pens plus an instruction weight. That's awesome. I've got some calligraphy markers, but never pursued the discipline. Ear cleaner. Oh, what am I doing? It's one of those nights. I think I've had too much coffee. I'm wired up tonight. Whoa. Sweet goodness. One of those nights. This should be another good one. We had some good laughs on Wednesday night, that's for sure. Alright. And if you're watching this again on YouTube as a recording, being live, the chat isn't recorded, so we have a good time. Of course, we keep it, PG, but it's a good time in chat, and we would love to have you join us. So I've got these ones going that way, so I figure maybe this one, I'll go this way. And again, working on the threes, hanging them off the edge. The rule of thirds, threes. Where do you live, DRD? Well, if you'd like to share. I'm not even sure I know your name, unfortunately. Did I see that was Sue? Hey, Darcy. This is just a napkin, my friend. So let's see. I'm going to put this here. While it's still wet, let's see if I can rip it very gently. And Linda White. The other Linda White. Alright, I'm not worrying about the bottom, like the overhang yet. I'll worry about that in a little bit. Let's see. That's the kind of the bad thing about working with something that has, oh, that's a stem. We don't want to look like the stems floating in the, you know, floating in the air. Oh, you're buying Jean. That's awesome. Ah, right. I'm liking it. So, now that that's down, let me just use up the rest of this, make sure everything's... I guess I should put a little coat on the entire page down so that when the watercolor crayons hit it, it'll kind of look uniform. So if you don't have these Mr. Sketch gel crayons, you know, of course you can use your Slick Sticks, your Tim Holtz, your Neos, whatever you got going on. I did do a video comparing them all. When the Tim Holtz Distress crayons came out, I found that they looked quite similar to the Crayola Slick Stick, so we did do a test. There's a video on that on YouTube's. Alright, so I'm just going to rip it off. Oops, not even on... You signed in? Finally got signed in, Kathy? So let's take my... When it's dry, if it was completely dry, you'd just be able to tear this out. And I don't know why I'm bothered. I'm just going to let it dry and then I can just tear it off. Put the lid back on. Oh, right. Need a gin and tonic. Boy. After... Need a wet baby wipe over here. Faber-Castell gel crayons. That's interesting. I'll have to look that up. Isn't Faber-Castell the one that makes this is, you mean the, well, this is Faber-Castell. What are these called again? Gelatos? Michael's does not sell deli paper that I know of. Okay. Keep going. Hi, Linda. The Dixie wrap. So, Patty, or one of our friend Lori, I'm not sure if she's here, brought a whole bunch of stuff for us. Baby wipes to Maryland. Baby wipes, paper towels, and deli paper. And the one that she got was Dixie. Now, I had a heck of a time jelly plating with the Dixie wrap for what I do, for the, you know, the crusty bits. I kept trying to massage it. It would rip. I was not happy. But I think it would be really good if you're stamping on it and, you know, it would blend better. But for jelly plating, I wouldn't recommend it. That's my 2 cents. But you can order some on Amazon. So this is gonna be sticky. It is so humid here. Kathy, the microbeads broke. Oh my word. Static everywhere. Oh, I can imagine. Darcy, you just had one little tote. You're still unpacking? Even I'm unpacked. I'm unpacked. Say something. Oh, thanks, Darcy. Got one of my bracelets on. I appreciate the support. Still sticky. And of course, I still have some up for sale if you go to my website, thisjournalartista.com, and you click on the tab that says handmade gemstone jewelry. Exactly, Patty. The Dixie wrap is great for stamping, collaging, and gets completely transparent with the daddy vans on both sides. Quick wrap, which is also made by Dixie, is great for jelly plates, and still great for collage, but not. Which I agree. That's the kind that I bought from Patty last year. And then of course I have the Handy Wax Deli paper that Jane bought me. But yeah, so the Dixie that um, Lori brought us was like, it's really thin stuff. I have some somewhere. I brought some home, but it didn't go so well with the jelly plate. But I agree, if you stamp on it and stuff, it's super nice. Blends in right. Yeah. Virginia is the only one that has an excuse for not being unpacked from Maryland. Just saying. Even I'm unpacked. Let me tell you, that's a that's a big. Oh boy. Okay, so let's try the. I was just thinking, my water is not exactly the freshest, and my spray bottle is actually out in the living room because we've been spraying the dogs because it's of course been so hot. How can I open this bad boy? Oh, there. It is a nice case, but kind of redundant for something so big. So should I do the same thing and add a little bit of blue like this page? That was a darker blue. This one only has one blue. I guess really the only thing, I could do blue or green. What do you guys think? Blue or green? It really is. Now that it's dry, some of them are more prominent than others. What do you guys think? Blue or green? Well, I guess I have to do blue because this green, it would be too close to the green. Now let's go for the blue. Answer my own questions. You're not sure you touched that page? Well, you know, I can always wipe it back if I don't like it. I'll start down here, and if I don't like it, we'll just wipe it away. Oh, I'm going to use a water brush anyways. I don't need any fresh water. I have so many water brushes. I didn't see what kind of clay Patty was talking about. Okay, so again, Mr. Sketch gel crayons. Thanks again to our wonderful friend Terry Lutz who gifted them to me. Comes in a set of 6. I don't know if they make more than 6 colors or not. I'm just gonna. It smells like blueberry. Take a sniff. So I guess we can try 2 different ways. I can just kind of go around and try to blend it out. Oh, my water brush is leaking. Now, it doesn't say that these are water, soluble or, but I'm just assuming that they are. I think when I did the other page, I didn't use water. I actually used the matte medium to blend it out. Now that I think about it, let's try that. Look, what am I doing? I've lost the cap. It's on the end of it. I think that's what I'll do. So I'll just wipe this back a little bit. So it looked half decent, eh? I think it'll look half decent. Are those gel crayons like gelatos? Similar. Oh, rats. Where did I have that sheet? When I did that test and I brought it to Maryland. Is it under here? A while ago I streamed when the Tim Holtz crayons first came out, distressed crayons, and Xandra gifted me a set to compare to Slick Sticks. Slick Sticks look like this. They're made by Crayola. Slick Sticks, Slick STIX, and we compared them to that Gelatos, but they're all similar. I think that when we looked at it, the Gelatos, which I won't go over again, they're not my favorite. I find them to be expensive for what they are, how much you get, and they're a little bit softer maybe, but I think you can get the exact same effects with the other ones. The only thing with the Faber-Castell Gelatos, they do have different colors. Like some people really like the there's some glimmer ones and such. But I've lost it already. But I did a whole nice chart. You can check it out on YouTube. It's one of my more recent vids. If you go to Journal Artista on YouTube, you can watch a whole stream testing out watercolor crayons, comparing each other. I compared. You know what I mean, Vern. I'm just a little disappointed because here I said I cleaned up and now I can't find it. See? Cleaning is bad news. Very, very bad news. Okay, so Crayola Slick Sticks. But it's a similar, and if my Tim Holtz crayons are around here somewhere, they all look the same. Tim Holtz crayons look exactly the same too. I believe they all work similarly. Oh, and we also, let me get them. That same time, we also tested the Recollections brand, which are, excuse my shirt. See, look, I did all of these napkins today. I've lost it. Those are watercolor. Those are markers. This is. Oh yes. Okay. So when I say I did these, I peeled off all those napkins. Now I can't find where the napkins are. So again, we did a whole stream. We've got Crayola Slick Sticks. We got the Target brand, which I looked for in Target when I was there, and I don't know if they still have them or not. Watercolor crayons. And then, let me get a good one. Recollections has a brand now, and from Michaels. And these are sparkly. That's what I should use on this. That's what I should use. The sparkly ones on this page. Oh yes, that's what I'm gonna. I think I know Mr. Sketch. I've got Mr. Sketch. I'm sorry, Mr. Sketch, but I've got to try the sparkly ones on this. But if you look at them all, they all look the same. They all react the same, in my humble opinion. And you know, you can check out my video on YouTube if you want to see them all in action. I compared them. It's called like distress crayons versus slick sticks versus recollections or all that stuff. And then there's a distressor down here. So I don't think distress crayons or anything you see Tim Holtz do with distressed crayons, all of these will do the same thing. Hey Corey. So except the distress crayons. So this is what I originally thought. Where's my twistables? They're almost exactly the same. But the distress crayons you get much less, right? But you know the benefit is that they are in Tim Holtz's colors. I have old Lyra ones, Aquarelle. That's what turned into these Faber-Castell Gelatos. Anyways, I'm all about the watercolor crayons, and of course this isn't my my Neo 2s aren't in here. Alright, already lost one of these. So if you're just looking for watercolor crayons, I suggest getting Crayola Slick Sticks are my favorite, and these Recollections. Hi Elizabeth. These Recollections Sargent Art watercolor crayons. Well, Sargent Art, however, they do make a good gel pen. Sargent Art, they have a set of metallics, fluorescent, and glitter. They make a good gel pen. But lots of times Sargent Art may not be the best, you know, the best quality. It's gonna work, but it has way less pigment. So I suggest if you want, these are all gel crayons. You know, if you can't afford Neocolor tubes, I always say buy the best you can afford. But I'm quite happy with my good old Crayola Slick Sticks, which are very economical, and these Recollections ones, which are, they have a lot of, I was going to say glimmer. Glitter, shimmer. A lot of glimmer. Oh, and Jean says, yeah, they have the, Sargent Art has liquid watercolors that are amazing. So I guess it's a hit or miss with Sargent Art. I haven't tried them. I have, years ago, I also did a video, we're talking 5 or 6 years ago now, called Demystifying Watercolor Crayons. I think I'd used Neocolor 2s, the Reeves brand. There was a couple different ones I used in that one. Their paint markers are good. So I guess, I guess. But yeah, my suggestion, if you can't afford Neocolor 2s, start with Crayola Slick Sticks. They're cheap. And this Recollection set, if you like the sparkle, like the glimmer, try them. Sorry, Mr. Sketch, you're putting in the back seat. You cannot find what, Sherry? Slick Sticks? They're sold on Amazon. Okay, so this is really blending in the background. I think I'm going to use some matte medium. Yeah, Diva Dog. I've done that quite a bit, going over Stencil. We actually just did a page about like that. Oh boy, I guess it was a couple of months ago. Alright, so I'm going to, I'm just thinking, I guess I'll start with a darker blue. Again, these are Recollections. They used to be part of the, like, boho chic, or I forget what collection. That's where they first were. And now they're over in the Michaels, in the section, well, in my Michaels anyways, where the pens are, like the jelly roll pens and that type of thing. Hard to hear? Am I too low? Hey Marilyn, by the way. Hey Sandy. Um, so anyways, if you're looking for a watercolor crayon, I suggest, back again, Crayola Slick Sticks, STIX, which are very, like I said, economical. Or these Recollections ones, or these Recollection ones with a coupon. I think they were only 15 bucks, so with a coupon, it's much cheaper. So I'm going to start a little bit at a time over here. I'm going to take I guess I'm going to have to use a more defined brush. Maybe a round brush here. I've got a few Marilyns in the house. My mother's name is Marilyn as well. Okay. So I got a little matte medium. Let's blend it out. Oh, you know what I was just thinking? This bad news. So if you put matte, just like in my coloring, if I'm putting a coloring book page on here, using a glitter, using like a glitter gel pen, the matte medium removes the glitter. So I'm wondering if I'm going to lose my, I guess I can just put more on the top. I can always put a little bit of water in this. So like I said, they might not, this might not show now, the glitter. Rats! It's not, because it's rather frozen. I'm going to put this down and then I'm going to go over a second coat, I think. Once it's dry, I'll go over it again with the same one. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, Sandy, these are awesome. Awesome. And the I wish I could find that thing. My chart. Where do you think I put it? I did it. If you look at that video, and I keep talking about the video, but I mean, I did it on plain watercolor paper, not wet. I did the whole thing on, black gesso. I took the very scientific approach. But I'm telling you, I'll have to show it in a minute. The glimmer off this is beautiful. You can't see the glimmer here because, like I said, I'm putting matte medium down, so the matte's just gonna take it away. Silly me, I should have known that right off the bat. That's okay. Once this is dry, I'll just add another coat. I just like to color right on it and blend it out. That's too much water for this tiny area. I heard her laugh. I was watching the Scrappy Camper Sisters, half of them today. I was watching Jonna, and she had a craft-a-lanch. I died laughing. No offense, Jonna. Jonna's the organizational queen. I'm like, if Jonna has a craft-a-lanch, I don't feel so bad. I kill myself. Hi, Carol. Oh boy. Yeah, in Canada they were $24.99. I think they were either $15.99 or $19.99 in the US. I'm still laughing at the Jonna craft-a-lanch. Oh boy. I know if Darcy heard that or not. And I think what's going to be fun about this is still we'll be able to see something come up. Yeah, $14.99, and I think it's 12 colors or something, isn't it? I'm still laughing. Okay, so this is so blended in. I'm going to have to, it's hard to tell even where it is. I guess I can just define it myself. Again, if you haven't done this type of thing before or new to art journaling, if you use Sharpies in your work, or you'll see Sharpies over here or ballpoint pen. Oops, I'm waving and you can't see. Um, if you use Sharpies or ballpoint pen, it's going to come up through every time. So that's why you can see the Sharpie in here. Did anyone say oh, Darcy, did anyone see, now I forget what I was going to say. Oh, did anyone say if they still sold the ones from Target, the Target watercolor gel crayons? Because I was at Target when we were in Maryland and I didn't see them. I was only had a quick peek though, because I really wanted to buy those gel pens that were supposed to be in the dollar spot, but that the dollar spot was a disaster. It looked like somebody just took everything that was supposed to be in the dollar spot, put it huge, like just dumped it all into a big bin, and then dumped all the, miscellaneous stuff back into the other bins. But then I went to the stationery section and they didn't have those gel pens there either. I did a quick look. I didn't see these crayons, but like I said, I didn't look too hard. So of course you can make this as, concentrated as you want or as thinned out. Are these like gelatos? Gelatos are a little bit softer, and I say it all the time. I think gelatos are super expensive. I'm not a fan of them. I know some people love them, but when it comes to water soluble crayons, I just think good old slick sticks. And then I thought, well, gelatos has different colors. I know, like Pam Carricker, for example, I know she uses some of them in, certain colors for when she does her, faces in that. So I understand that there's some colors that maybe some people like, but yeah, they're comparable, just different colors. That's all. When I first bought gelatos, to be honest, well, I actually bought the Lyra brand before they were, um, turned into Faber-Castell gelatos, and I bought them. To be honest, I bought them because they look like lipsticks. They look like chapstick. Oh boy. The reasons we buy art supplies. Like if I bought those Lyra ones a long time ago when I managed a scrapbook store. So that was like 2003 or something. Oh, right. So it's definitely darker over here. It looks like it's wonky. Oh, if you have a ton of gelatos, go nuts. Except, especially if you have, I have a couple of the shimmery ones, the gelatos that when they first came out with gelatos and they came in that set, they came in a set with like a watercolor pencil and a chalk pencil. So I think I only have blue a shimmery blue, a shimmery green, white and black. I guess it all depends on what you use them for. If you're just coloring, coloring things, and like I said, I know Gelato has more colors, especially like skin tones. But, faces have never really been my interest or desire. I like to use my water-soluble crayons like this for backgrounds, or maybe coloring in a stamped image or something like that. Alright, I'm going to bring this up close to my face to see if Papermate Flare pens, I've been using those in my coloring books. So I'm trying to see no glimmer. So we're going to dry this, and then I'm going to get some glimmer. Hey, Terry. You could use water-soluble oil pastels. Yep. Speaking of which, the water-soluble oil pastel is another one I like. Excuse my reach. Hopefully I won't show any cleavage. These are, if you guys have these are another thing that everyone must own. These are also made by Crayola. They're called Portfolio water-soluble oil pastels, and they look like this. They are awesome too. And again, these are also, very affordable. You can use them as, regular oil pastels, or you can add a little bit of water to them. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. While this dries, I'm going to go over here. Bye, Sandy. And I'm going to look if I can find that swatch sheet, because it's really bothering me. I brought it to Maryland, so it's got to be close. Because I unpacked everything. See what happens when you clean up? I cleaned my whole desk. Can't find a thing. This cleaning is for the birds. As my grandmother would say, it's for the birds. Where would I have to put it? Maybe it's still in here. Oh, it is. All right, now I can stop talking about it and start showing. Yeah, don't leave anything in your car in the summer. So, if you want to watch, like I said, the videos on YouTube, the full video. There we go. See, I'm not crazy. I'm not, well, about this. Alright, so like I said, I did a complete scientific approach. So we started with the Tim Holtz Distressed Crayons, and I even had a Gelato under here. Crayola Slick Sticks, Recollections Watercolor, which is the ones I'm using right now, and the Target Watercolor Crayons. Now, can you see the shimmer? Look at the shimmer on these bad boys. Hold on. Do you see the shimmer? Even fully dissolved. I'm talking about these ones. These ones. So I did blended with finger. These are all the ones. Blend with water and with matte medium. So right now we're blending with the matte medium. We're doing this particular thing down here. Wet paper and then blend with water. Direct from crayon with watercolor brush, or with a water brush. They are so, like, in the shimmer, glimmer, I like to say, is beautiful. So plastic palette, so I scribble on a palette and brush. So you can see, like the Tim Holtz, for example, sometimes it doesn't all like completely blend out. But again, if they all act similar, the same. They're all still, drink some coffee, Paula. Similar. And then over here, I did the same thing. My scientific. I did gesso, what it looked like on craft paint, on Liquitex Basics, satin finish, and on top of matte medium. So look at this. The Tim Holtz, you can't, and maybe it was a too similar of a color, but I did try other ones. Like I tried the yellow over black paint, didn't hold up so much. Crayon Slick Sticks about the same, but look at the Recollections, the one I'm using right now on black. And this is black Liquitex Basics, so it's, it's like a satin finish. So if you use black gesso or black craft paint, it would even show up even more. And the Target crayons. So over here is on top of matte medium. So again, you can still see the line, where the Tim Holtz were. This is Crayon Slick Sticks. This is blended out. I love that. Recollections. So that was the thing about Tim Holtz. I'm not docking Tim Holtz. Don't send me emails. But if you like the color, right? Because it goes with the distress sprays, the distress ink pads. If you like everything to be matchy matchy, or if you're using the paint, then they're good. But they're no better, and they're expensive, right? Compared to all these other ones, like Recollections, like you guys say, $14.99 with a 50% off coupon. Sweet goodness. So that's my 2 cents. If I were to get any of them, I would get Crayon Slick Sticks and Recollections, watercolors, and portfolios I just showed you. But hey, that's my 2 cents. Just again, Tim Holtz distressed crayons, not so bad, right? But they're expensive, and I wouldn't suggest getting them unless you want to be matchy matchy, right? If you want, when I say matchy matchy, if you have a project that you already have, I forget what color this was, and I do have almost all the distress pads except for some of the new ones. Not all. I have a bunch of distress sprays, I have all of the distress markers, which are junk, but we won't go into that right now. Oh, it's hot here, Robin. It's definitely hot. Today was a little bit not too bad, but my word, I about died yesterday. I had the wet towel on me the whole time. So anyways, that's my scientific approach. Anyways, okay, back to this. After all that ranting, did Tim Holtz send me hate mail? Oh no, I mean other people that might send me hate mail, because I'm not dissing Tim Holtz. We talk about this all the time. I love Tim Holtz. I met Tim Holtz. I took a bunch of his classes at Club Scrap. I have a ton of Tim Holtz products. It's just lately, like the brushes, things he's coming out are rebranded stuff that I already have. Like the Liquitex base. Anyways, we won't go there. I love Tim Holtz. I'm just saying. Just saying. He can. And I don't know where in the south you're coming from, Robin, but I live near the lake in Whitby over here. And so it's even a little bit cooler. Like if you're in downtown Toronto, it's like sweltering. I want to make sure this Oh, that's not even a question, Ali. Ali is asking, do we like Starbucks iced coffee or Starbucks cold brew? It is cold brew all the way. That is my absolute favorite coffee now. And I hope they keep it all year round. Yeah, he's my husband after all. If you haven't heard the joke, I did a Club Scrap layout years ago, and when we were taking pictures, we were at this winery. Where's Debbie? She's gonna know. We were at this winery. I was wasted. I was so drunk. I was so sick. I almost threw up in the bus ride on the way home, but I didn't. But man, it was bad news. And but anyways, so we took a picture, like we were taking pictures of, and I just cropped down me and Tim Holtz, or Tim Holtz and I, and I put it on YouTube, and somebody's like, "You and your hubby look awesome." Not my hubby. Oh, cold brew's delicious. Well, Linda, when you come to TO into the 6th, I'm anyways, when you come to Toronto, we're going to Starbucks. My treat. Okay, so you can't really see, like I said, any shimmer because I put the matte medium on it. So I'm going to put a little bit more. Maybe I'll just blend out some parts with my finger. And these are so soft. If you have gelatos, these are as soft as gelatos. And they come in what, 12 colors, guys? I took them all out. I put all my watercolor crayons in that thing there. No, well, not include my Neos. In that container I just had. So I put it full strength here, then we'll really be able to see the shimmer. Yeah, I think that they cold brew. Cold brew means they put the cold brew coffee is they put the grounds, uh, into the whatever container you're going to use, and I think it takes between 19 and 24 hours. You just leave it sit there, so you're not brewing. Usually when you brew coffee, you're using boiling water, right? But this is just you just let it sit for a long time. So I think, let's see, I'm going to soften this one up. But you can see right here, I don't know if you can see it's extra dark right there, is because there's still a little bit of, it's, anyways, where I didn't cut the napkin, or I didn't, yeah, cut I guess is the right word. Anyways, you can see where the actual napkin, and I didn't cut it close enough so it's not blending in, is what I'm trying to say. Whew! It's like French press coffee, but without boiling water. You can make it in your French press. Just put the grinds in there, or grinds. You put the coffee in there, and then rather than pouring boiling hot water on it, you just put cold water on it and let it sit for 24 hours. All right. Yeah, exactly, Darcy. It doesn't taste as watery. And if you have it with their new cream, vanilla cream, delicious. Now you're making me want to have Starbucks. All right, so a little bit more over here. So as you can see, just a little bit, if I wasn't yapping so much, I could have had this page done in like 20 minutes. And I think it's a good way to cover up some hot mess I had going on behind here. And I actually like the way this Sharpie came right up through it. So I don't know if Terry's still here, or she's working. So it started out, we were going to use the, whatchamacallits here, the Mr. Sketch Gel. But I just had to go with the glimmer. I keep saying that I'm going to make it myself, and then I don't ever do it, which is terrible. All right. I mean, you can just go crazy. I could go crazy just blending this whole thing out. I look up at the camera and I see that it's not blended. It's just like when I use pencil crayons. I'm not happy till it's completely seamless. I was watching the Olympics today. I was watching the cycling. It's so sad when people wipe out. Like they're in the top three, two people wipe out. So sad. The Dixie was at what do you I don't know if Patty's still here. I think it's at Costco or Sam's Club or something. I don't know what Glenda looked for a package of what. I'm missing the chat. I'm too focused on my blending right now. So once I'll show you the shimmer here. Oh, thank goodness, Ali. I was watching that gymnastics. Ali's talking about the gymnast that broke his calf, his one of his calf bones. What do you call that? Femur? Yeah. Anyways, he broke a bone in his bottom leg, and thank goodness, because I was watching the men's qualifying, and then I stopped to watch Jonna this morning, and thank goodness I didn't see it. I can't stand since breaking my ankle. I can't stand seeing anything else breaking bones. Like I can't do it. So thank goodness, because it was live TV. So thank goodness I was watching. I stopped to watch some Ustream because that like makes me want to puke so bad, so sad. Yeah, it was live. I'm not seeing any replay. That it probably ruined his career. That's like I really love Anderson Silva. I watched some UFC, and when he broke his like same bone, I think I about died. And they kept showing the replay and the replay and the replay. Oh, just thinking about it. But he came back actually. But I wonder sometimes those injuries are career ending, which is so sad. Oh, just thinking about it. Can we change the subject? Let's go back to talking about coffee. Oh boy. He did land on he was doing the vault. He was on the vault. So let's see if we can see some shimmer. Might not be able to see the sparkle on my camera. See the beautiful sparkle? Oh, just thinking about it. So I'm going to ink the edges because I like to ink the edges. You don't have to. But I'm going to. I should have inked it. I do have an archival pad that's dark blue. Too late. I've always inked edges, even when I was scrapbooking many years ago, because I think it just frames it. So I'm liking it. Thanks, Marion. Oh yeah, when you see everyone breaking it, I can't take it. Just because it makes me think of me breaking mine, and oh man, I know how much. The new Harry Potter, I bought it. I have it. I haven't started reading it yet. I was a little, to be honest, I didn't realize that it was. So that's what we got. A quick and simple page. I covered all this hot mess that had on there before. Um, even though the stuff's still coming through, like the ballpoint pen and these random swirly flowers or whatever I had done. But it's a quick page. You can even see. Can you see that? Or is my camera? Originally on here, I had some journaling way at the very first layer, like before gesso, before anything. Um, so it's fun that I can still see my journaling, the writing under there. Yeah, so the Harry Potter is in a script form. And the best thing I like about books, or the thing that I like the most about books, is that you can hear what they're thinking, right? You can't hear what they're thinking. Drink some coffee. You read what they're thinking. And, so, but because it's in script form, like a play, a script play, that, you don't even know that you don't know anything other than this person walks in the room or whatever and they say this and that person says that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll take whatever Harry Potter that she wants to give us. I'm all about it. you know I'm happy with what we got, because I didn't think there were going to be any more at all. But I just wish I knew what they were thinking. Hey, Kathy. All right, so I'm happy with that. On this page, so it's similar, but I had this book years ago. I ripped out a whole bunch of pages and I just started it again. There's some spray in the background you can see peeking through. Same thing, this right here. This is an old Prima mask. I think it was Prima. It came in 4 with a ring. Anyway, um, I forget which watercolor crayon we used with that. But see where it's sharp right here? That's because I didn't trim down the napkin as well. And I just stamped some words. So it's similar. This one's, maybe even softer. One better, two worse. One better, two worse. It's like an eye exam. Um, Everybody's talking about Harry Potter now. Carol, do you work at Chapters or Indigo? I think you've told me that before. That's the next place I'm going to apply. Now there I can spend my whole paycheck. So it's similar. Um, I wonder how I can make it different, or if I should just stop and just say, okay, it's done. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to say I'm happy with that. We learned something. I like the text in the background. Move on. It would be kind of fun to put, some text around, some writing around here, some script. But I've covered up more hot messes on this that I think I should just move on. So I'm happy with that. The other day I also started this page, and I don't know what else to do. This is Patty Tully Parrish stencil from istencils.com called Oh My. But yeah, I got stuck there. How sweet. I'm just reading the chat. And that's it. We did this on Wednesday. Wednesday was a rough day for me. And then I added the orange. Well, that was bad news. So again, how do I save? How do I work through the uglies on this one? Because this orange, and this was the new Dilutions paint, Pure Sunshine. Anyways, it didn't go with the blue and purple. Let's just say that. So I can push it back. I think I need to put some white on there and push it back. Maybe we'll find a stencil. What time is it? 10:46. We did that in an hour. And again, that's with me yapping up a storm. yapping up a storm about nothing. So I did, this is Patty Tully Parrish, whose Inky Obsessions on here. That's her arrows, too, if you can see. So, what can we do with this? How can we save this bad boy? Need some white. That orange is just absolutely brutal. That's all I can see. So maybe I have this whole bag, I haven't done any of that today, of foamy stamps. Foam stamps that I cut out myself. So let's see, we got some L's. I think it needs to be a big one. Ooh, how about these circles? That's in contention. Oh this is one of my favorites, as you can tell. What the devil was that? What was that? Boy, it's like an avalanche out there. But I think it needs to be something big, because see how I have this tiny, the tiny arrows, the 6x6 arrows? I don't know if you can see. It's a tiny pattern, so we need something big. Ooh, I haven't used this one in a while. The bullseye one. Or these arrows. Macaroni. I made some delicious chili tonight and I did not even eat it yet. Or we got some of those arrows. Arrows. Lines. My X's. A black and white napkin. Where am I going to find a black and white napkin? They're all on the other side of the room. I don't think I have any napkins around here. Close to me, believe it. See what happens when you clean up? See what happens. It's bad news. Very bad news. That X, I did the X's on another page, I think. Not that it matters. See, I did the X's here. This is another hot mess page I've got to work on. Honestly, I don't have a napkin close to me. I don't know where they are, but they're not anywhere around here. The orange is going to come right through it. The Dilutions orange? No. I don't think the Dilutions go through it. Does it? Hold the fort. I can already tell already. This is one of those times I should just quit while I'm ahead. Look at this tiger. Eileen, we're thinking about you. Look, it's a real tiger, I think. Is it a liger? Is it a liger? Oh boy. Inside jokes, inside jokes. Let me just see. Look at this girl. That would go with the colors. I could make that work. It almost looks like Madonna. I'm not a big person to use magazine images very often, but the odd time. I think we have some contentions there. So many contenders, I mean. I really got this box out to see if I could find any napkins, and all I have is some collage-y things. I thought it was a napkin in there. No napkin to be found. But I think we might be able to do something. I think I might be able to do. Look at this. I mean, the colors. This is a Louis Vuitton ad. she's laying on something. Or the tiger. Is it a leopard? Here I am calling it a tiger again. Somewhere out there, Eileen is dying laughing. Here I go again. Here I go again with the tiger. Cheetah? Who knows what it is? But if I cut it out, look. I could do it, you know, Eye of the Tiger, like, because I'm looking for a job. What do you think? I'm going to cut it out while everyone's discussing. I'll use my fancy pair of scissors from Zandra. Terry likes the chick on the bed. Sweet goodness. It's a cat. It's a cat animal. A big cat. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm cutting off camera here. It's a big cat. A large feline. It's got spots, so I guess that's a leopard. Let's not discuss it. We'll just... Oh boy. I'm just laughing, guys, because if you watch some of my Ustreams from previous, like I was coloring the book. It's called, in a coloring book. I don't have it in here. It's called Calm, something creative calm rats. Anyways, I have the book that and I haven't worked on it in a while actually. I colored some pages and I turned the rest of the book into an art journal. Color yourself calm? No, it's not color yourself calm. Anyways, I colored one of the cats in there and I thought it was a lion, and then there was a tiger, and then we started laughing about Napoleon Dynamite. Then we called it a liger. Who knows what it was? Who knows? So I know that I'm using a spiral bound book. I'm using a spiral bound. It's awkward because he's obviously looking in some kind of box. Like, see the glare? We'll work on it. So if I put her, I'm going to say her. If I put her right in the middle, almost like right where this line is, that's probably a really good breaking point. Although, look, he's kind of looking weird over here. Maybe I'll have to put him over here. Like off the page, because what do you think? Does that look weird? I don't know if it's the way I cut it. It just looks kind of awkward. Not the placement of it, this side. Like the way it's pictured. Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite is hilarious. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I just kill myself laughing at thinking about it. Sweet jump. Sweet jump. So anyways, I think it would kind of look better if I just moved him over here somewhere. He's just peeking out. Off the page, everyone's off the page to the left. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of these bad boys down, stamp a little bit of them white, and then I'll collage him down. Ooh, but if I got the eye of the tiger, it's like bullseye. Killing myself over here. I miss my cats, that's for sure. I wish when I get a bigger place, I will get another cat. Okay. go for some white. You didn't get the movie. Oh boy. It's hilarious. You're just jealous because I've been talking to Sweet Pants. Anyway, you gotta watch the movie. I'm not gonna. Babes all day. Okay, let's go. So I'm just gonna use some white acrylic paint here. Night, Mildred. Sometimes I've just been having more luck. Look, I got a random sponsor right here. I know, like I have the smaller jelly plate cut in half and whatnot, but I've been having more luck just sponging it on these stencils. Sponging the paint on these stencils rather than, you know, I've brayered out on my nonstick mat here. I've used a small jelly plate as a stamp pad, all that type of stuff. But to get a nice, good impression, I find just, you know, spouncing it on to be better. So let's see, off print. Now see, here I say I got a good print. Well, that's a little too good. That's a little too perfect of a print. So even if I put this guy, I'm gonna have to wipe that back a bit and try her again. What's everybody talking about? Stencil storage? For me, now, depends on how many stencils you got going, right? Like, somebody say they have a clip it up. Well, let me tell you, if I had all my stencils on a clip it up, it wouldn't happen. My whole room would look like a laundromat. Like, it would just have stuff everywhere. So for me, because I have a few stencils, I put them all in a 12 by 12 container, like this, one of these iris tote things. Anything that's 8 by 10 or bigger. And the 6 by 6 ones are smaller. I have my wonderful friend Lisa gave me, and it's at Michael's. It's an iris. It's made by Iris. It's a storage container for. It's called a card keeper, and it's got little file slots in it, and it holds a lot of stencils. So this time I'm just gonna put a little bit on there. I'll show you here in a second. It's the best thing ever. It's just for me. When you have a lot of stencils, anything hanging, or it's just not practical. Depends how many stencils you have. All right, that's looking a little better. What do you think? But for I'm telling you, for 6 by 6 and smaller stencils, now mine are all messed up because it fell, and I'm not. Now this has little divider thingy-me-doos, but it fell. So, anyways, I was sorting them by company, and so it's called. Let's go over here. It's made by Iris. Oh, I'm trying not to spill my coffee. It's called a card keeper. And it's 9 1/4 by 10 9/16 by 7 3/4. So I'm guessing the height 7 3/4. With 6 adjustable dividers, you can get it at Michael's when it's on sale, and it comes with a lid. I have some of, well, this normally goes down, but I have some of Patty's stencils here that are slightly bigger, but has a nice lid. It's easily stored away. So I really suggest that. All right. That's my 2 cents. Night, Bunny. Good to see you. Keep going. Keep going with what, Terry? I'm going to dry this. Keep going. But yes, it does need some black. I'll probably put some black spots on the end. Oh, there, that, I'm telling you, that is the best thing for 6x6 stencils. Especially if you're like me and have a lot. I'm not bragging, I just mean if you have a lot of 6x6 stencils. Alright, yes, it definitely does need some black. But see, now I'd have to go back and look at the smaller. I have this Old Crafters Workshop stencil here. Maybe I'll add a little bit of black. I was just thinking in my head about like cat scratches. Binder. Oh, forget the binder. I would never put them back. That's why I like the iris, just that container, because I just flip through it. And if the some stencils stick together, I put a sheet of cardstock or whatever in between. And call her a day. But let me tell you, it's heavy. Oh, Terry, don't make me rant about free boxes from the USPS. Don't make me rant about it. Unless you're using boxes that you've gotten something in. Oh, here we go. You see a face. Don't make me rant about USPS boxes. Okay, where did my... You know what? I have some of Patty's stamps over here. Hold the fort. Ooh, some of these, and that's how I store my unmounted rubber, just in baggies. But I think it would be perfect, because if I'm talking about like a bullseye, and some of these then are... Do I have them mixed up in the wrong bag? Hold on. Can't be. I think I do have them mixed up. Or do I have them somewhere because I used them to make some tiles? I hope, Terry, that those boxes were used, not the ones before they're used, because they're not free. You know how much you know how much UPS would pay for those boxes that everybody thinks that are free and just use? You know, before they actually go through the mail. I think it's in that other thing. Alright, I'm going to use this bad boy. These are unmounted stamps that you can find at Patty Tolly Parrish's Etsy shop. They're her stencils that she's made smaller into rubber stamps. Night, Linda. And I need some carpet tape. So everyone complains about postal. I'm just going to rant. Everybody, if you don't want to hear a rant, people complain about postal prices, but there's so many people that just think they're free boxes and use them. You know what? They probably pay $1 to $2 per box. And if people are going and getting 10 boxes, that's 20 bucks. That's 20 bucks the USPS is losing, and therefore you have higher higher shipping costs. There's my rant. So, hate me or not, that's my rant. Those boxes aren't cheap. And it ends up, when people just take them and not using them, it ends up costing everybody and makes postal prices higher. That's it. Let's talk about something else. Oh boy. Sorry, rant over. Yeah, just use ones that are like come into you, right? You don't have to get the brand new boxes. I think people just think that they don't understand. I think my big rant about that is I understand how much those boxes are costing USPS. So, you know, they're not cheap. They don't cost them like 2 cents. They cost them at least $1 to $2 a box. And maybe some big ones, you know, might be even more. So, just saying. And then coupons. Don't get me started about these people that have coupons. I can't stand that coupon show. What do they call that? Where people get all this stuff for free. It's not free. Somebody's paying for that. Who's paying? Production. These manufacturers. And many manufacturers are losing money because people are using like a million coupons. I'm not talking about somebody that just uses the random coupon. I'm losing viewers like in a second. I'm not talking about people that are just, you know, a bunch of, I use coupons, but I'm talking about those people that like use a whole bunch of them at once and they're like, look at all this stuff I got for free. It's not free. Companies are producing that. They have to pay their employees. They have to have product. So people, you know, somebody is paying for that, and it usually means factory workers that, you know, plants are shutting down, going somewhere else. Just saying, it's not free. That's Terry's trying to change this. Yeah, that extreme couponing. Look, all this stuff I got for free. It's not free. These companies, corporations are losing money. Manufacturers are losing money. It doesn't produce. It's, you know, it's not free to produce. It's not free to pay their employees. See, it's the manufacturer in me. What's corrugate? I'm just saying, you know, everybody you can use coupons, but when people get all this stuff and they're like, look, I got it for free. It's not free. Somebody's losing their job because of it. All right. So, anything else I can rant about tonight? Exactly, Elizabeth. 200 tubes of toothpaste is going to be, you know, people. Anyway, what else can I rant about? Oh, sweet love and goodness. What's corrugate, Tam? What's corrugate? What is corrugate? You've lost me. So I don't know if you can see. Rant about corrugate? What do you want me to rant about that? I covered it all. Gee. Oh boy. Hey, I didn't rant about, you know, well, I guess I did rant a little bit about Ranger and Prima rebranding stuff. Okay. Ooh, so these leopards have spots. What would I have that had? Oh yeah, jet pens. Don't get me started about jet pens. Jet pens is awesome, but why do they have to charge $40 shipping to Canada and an envelope like this? $40. Price gouged. Um, okay, I think I have a stencil with leopard spots. Do you think so? Do you think it would be a 12 by 12? Or, I mean, I'm sure I have, now that I've insulted it, what else could I talk about that's, that's gonna be, about bad corrugate? Yeah. The worst is people that call it, yeah, anyway. We won't talk about corrugate. Let's look for something that looks like animals. Animal print. I'm sure I have a stencil that has animal print. I do have a few hot buttons. What else ticks me off? Oh, people that butt in lines. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, look, I haven't used a pomegranate. That could be interesting. It's like, would be like an essence of paw prints. What else? Again, I gotta keep going because I'm sure I haven't offended everybody yet. Yeah, the cardboard versus corrugate. Because this bothers me that people say, people even have classes, you know, with the cardboard in their name. It's not cardboard, people, it's corrugate. At least call it that. Look at this. This would be perfect. This is one of Julie Faye Van Balzer's old stencils. But this kind of looks like, you know, cat scratches. I'm not sure. See, some of these Julie Faye Van Balzer ones might be retired, so. So what? Just flipping. I still love me some Julie Faye Van Balzer stencils. Who am I kidding? I love all stencils. Ooh, look, it's, oh no, that's like a tree. Never mind. Down to 60. See what I mean, Vern? Sorry. Boxers versus briefs. Hey, everybody has their, you know, hot buttons. And this is real life, people. Real life. I don't sugarcoat anything. I got some. Sugarcoat's not the right word. I like to tell you my true feelings. In a PG kind of way. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion, you know. As long as it's, you know, I'm not talking about anything controversial like politics, or I'm not going to get on that rant. We can all have a good-hearted debate. Sorry, just continue looking through my stencils. But this, hey Jennifer. Who is Vern? Hi, Chromat. So if you've watched Ernest, like Ernest Goes to Jail, or that movie from years and years ago, Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, he's always talking to someone named Vern, but you never know who Vern is, right? They never show Vern. It's kind of like on Home Improvement when they have that guy on the other side of the fence. What was his name? The neighbor, but you never saw his face. So Vern, wait, so that's why I talk, like when I'm talking to everyone in general, right? So, but one of the things that Ernest always said was, you know what I mean, Vern. So Vern is all of you. It's just a funny thing that I always say. I see I'm losing viewers because of Vern. Yeah, so Vern is, what's the word I'm looking for? Not rhetorical. He's a made up, he's just everyone. No one and everyone at the same time. But you gotta watch those movies. Those movies were back from, what, the 80s, I guess? From the 80s? He's my invisible friend. That's right, Sid. No, Vern, there is nobody. Vern is no one. He can't be anything. He is no one. He's He's out there somewhere. He's just out there somewhere. Oh, look! Jean, I did have a Potty People stencil. This was, it's also Crafter's Workshop. Look, I have a good memory, and I forgot that I had the Potty People stencil. This is also in contention. I'm sure that I have. Why I keep flipping through this stuff is I'm pretty sure I have one by Artist Seller somewhere that looks like that. That like almost looks like animal print, if not is animal print. Ooh. Okay. I think we've got everything in contention, and you guys can help me figure out which one you like the best. That'll look good. Marky Mark. Are we talking about Wahlbergs, like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch? Okay, so I think this is actually Pebbles. This is an Artist Seller work stencil. I think it's actually like part of the Water series, but kind of looks like leopard spots. Or we have this small one. I obviously have yet to use this bad boy. It's Crafter's Workshop, which is hard to see. I need to have something on something black. They're home safe, Patty? Oh, that's good to hear. So on this one, like there's these spots, which might look awkward, but I really like these little stripy things, or this one. And remember, so I put this down. We have some big things going on. I just want to put a little black something. This one actually reminds me of the, well, I'll take the pomegranate out there. So that is similar to the Julie Faye Fan Balzer, which came out. So oh, Jennifer. I always say that out loud. Um, yeah, so which one you think? Probably this little bit bigger one. I think this one's too small. But this one's kind of, this one, that one really does look like scratches. I think I'll go with my first instinct with the Julie Faye Fan Balzer one. I don't know. I don't know which stencil you're talking about now, Ange. Alright. So I think I will just do a little bit of stenciling with this. A little bit more black. These other ones are, those ones with a bunch of different things are made by Crafter's Workshop. I forget, is Barb still in the room? Barb has them too in 12 by 12. I forget who the designer was of those. Forget her name. Because it doesn't say. I 100% sure know that it's Crafter's Workshop, but I can't remember who the designer was. I can tell you it's TCW 470S. TCW 470S. Where's the other one? The one, yeah, TCW 470S. No, I mean, don't blame me if it's already, if it's discontinued, because I've had this for a while. Hey, Janice. Hey, Carol. All right, I'm gonna do this in a little black. Hey, Carol, this is the second page I'm working on tonight. So I'm not gonna, this is in the stripes. I'm not gonna like, you'll see here in a second. I'm not gonna stencil the whole thing, like make it look like a rectangle. I'm just gonna do a little bit like that. Something in my throat. No, I put my initials on there when I was, I went to a class a while ago. And obviously I didn't use it then either. I'm trying to think, is it like Rana Polar, you know what I'm talking about, Palazari? Palazari? Might have been her. Using a sponsor. It's discontinued. I told you it was a long time ago. I've had that bad boy. I'm sure you can find it somewhere else. Did I see Tutty Gale? Or is it Tutty Joel? I'm pretty sure it's Gale. Oh my word, so bad. I'm pretty sure it's Gale. Because we had Gale, Gala, and Go Gale Go. Tutty Gale? Pretty sure. I'm gonna feel terrible if it's not. Last I heard is that Z had swollen knees, so I hope she's doing okay. Okay, so I'm gonna dry this, and then I'm gonna glue on the thingamajig. Heat gun. Yeah, Gail, I was so I didn't know you were leaving so soon, or I would have restrung your bracelet. Your older bracelet there. I had all the stuff to help you restring it. But then I thought everybody was leaving Sunday morning. So, I missed out. He can. Oh no, Patty. That's bad news. I hope she feels better soon. Okay. So, go back to the leopard. Put him over here. So I'm still trying to think of the rule of thirds, right? Like, I don't want to have him all the way there, so I'm still thinking that his body in my head. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but what looks good to me is that I'm going to put him 2/3 into the way, and you know, a little bit down here. So I have a really scientific approach to cutting these. I just put a little pencil line over here, and I put a little pencil line up here. Goofmeister is Glenda, Gail. Glenda, who was sitting beside Ange. Yeah, Z had been doing a lot of traveling for sure. And those. So you know, real scientific. I put a pencil mark, put it in my trimmer, cut it off. If I got, see, this is off. Anyways. Sometimes the hard part is finding where your mark was. Jeez Louise. I'm liking him. And then I'll like outline him and stuff. Give him a little so that he sticks up from the background. Jeez. I'm gonna have to go soon. I don't know what's caught in my throat. It was all that ranting. Oh boy. I sure got on my soapbox tonight. Thanks, Rebecca. Everyone just have a big group hug. Sappy people. Alright, the edges. I actually like these artist loft. It's a 1/2 inch flat, but it's got like bigger to slap on this glue. And like I said, these bad boys are cheap, especially this time of year when school supplies are on sale. Night, Michelle. The dogs are barking at something. For those of you who are late, those of you that were late, we already did this page with some napkinage and some recollections water soluble crayons. There's always a time I need to ink the edges. It's that time of night. I need to be able to see more of a frame to see where to go next. You know what else I found today? My archival, black archival reinker. Well, I have more than one. So I found one of them today. Did somebody change their name? Yeah, I'm thinking that too. One time Carrie changed her name to Vern. All right, but I don't think that's her because it was something like it was like I know. I forget she just did. All right. So where do we go from here? Other than me, my hands. So I do want to. I'm gonna shade this guy. Not really shaded. I just want to put a little shadow or something there so that it pops out from the background. So I'm gonna use a Stabilo All pencil, I think. A scrap rack. Why does that sound familiar? Is that the one that years ago that had the hanging things that was like tall? Scrap rack. That sounds so familiar, but it seems like it's been a long time. And it's still not dry, so I don't know if this is good or bad that I'm adding this and the clear, when the clear matte medium when it's not dry, but oh well. Night, Janice. See you soon. Although the matte medium's probably not good for this water brush. Um, you wouldn't really want to, put it directly on. Right now it's just tacky. It's almost like this page. It's getting tacky. Scrap up. Oh yes, those weird binder things from years ago. Oh yes. Oh yes, my friend had one of those. Oh man, that's a blast from the past. I don't think they still make them though, do they? And I don't think they were cheap. If I remember correctly. Alright, got a little bit of shadow going. What I see, Jean's got me confused. Oh, yes. Look, Jean, I have a little bit more space. Room. She's talking about how little room she has on her desk. What you see within the camera is all the room she has on her desk. All right, looks half decent, I think. A little bit of so he sticks out. My friend that used to own a scrapbook store that I've lost touch. Although I saw on Facebook she moved out to Vancouver. But she was like one of the first scrapbook friends we met at a crop I'm talking back in like 2001. So look, he's looking out. He's got some green eyes. I don't know if you can see. And it's still it's still too busy. It's still too, especially now we got something subdued and we got something draw a cat. Here we go. Darcy's throwing out all the old jokes. Nights in. So I think I'm gonna have to. I like the cat. I like the background. But again, I think I'm gonna have to get out some white gesso It's just too much. Too bright. I'm thinking. Think, think, think. Needs more black, but you know what I'm thinking? It's because he or she, I'm gonna call her she. It's looking like down like this. I think I'm gonna scrape some blue paint. This blue. We started with this. I need some more of this paint. I gotta save up my pennies, or really, I gotta get a job. But looks like a face on the right. You guys, actually, you guys haven't bugged me about that in a long time, to be honest. But if I think I can scrape some paint, this is so. Back up. This is a Sennelier paint, the abstract paint. This is blue, cerulean blue hue. It really is good stuff. I compared it to earlier today, or last night, one or the other, to the Liquitex Basic cerulean blue hue. And, Terry. Anyways, this is definitely richer. Like you can definitely tell that it's got more pigment. Of course, it's like almost twice the cost of Liquitex Basics, but I'm going to use that here. I think I'm just going to do a little swipe over here, and he's going to be looking at something. I only have the two colors. So I'm going to put a little on here. And I haven't tried it with those nibs yet, because it's going to be, the paint's going to be sticky, right? Like, meaning it's going to stick together. And if you put those nibs on, I'm talking about the nibs for the Sennelier paints. They are, I'm telling you, this cleaning up stuff is for the birds. So it has these different tips. A thinner one, thick, round, stripes of 3, stripes of 2, small stripe, extra small stripe, not a stripe, sorry, round. Anyways, there's 8 tips. And Blix has them for $4.79, Kathy, this paint. A balding head. Sometimes I can only see it if I look in the camera. They're telling me they can see a face. Something with, I see a bear. There's his nose. There's his mouth. A balding face. Can't see it. Oh! I just put my journal right in there. So anyways, this screws right on. This screws right on these parts. But I haven't tried it yet. I was thinking in my head, so if you screw it on, right, and the paint, I bought these at the Queen's Ink. So if I screw this on, oh, let me do this before my paint will be dry. Alright, there is a lot of pigment. I must say, I like them. But somebody got there first and bought out all the colors. Just saying. All the bright colors. There was like, other ones that were, a little over this way. So if you're new around here, years ago, I started streaming now. It's been over 6 years, I think. Joyceage would know. It was in June 2000 and anyway. They used to always make fun of me that no matter what background I did, they're like, we see a face, we see a face. And then I'd spend 5 to 10 minutes looking for the face. I don't know. I can't remember who got there first. Hey, Peggy. See Bigfoot? See, this is what would happen. So then I'd be like, okay, where do you see that? And then our friend Blade, I think he might be, well, he was moving, so I'm not sure where he's been lately. I saw CB tweet him, but I never saw him tweet back. I don't think I did anyways. PBOs are nice. Somebody got there first and bought all the bright colors. Bought all the bright colors. But yeah, draw a cat was another joke. Oh, who was talking about earlier? So we did this page. If you see my stencil in the background, this was gessoed first. This must be recorded. And then we put on some watercolor crayons and then wiped it back. So we oh, that's the page that was terrible, so I glued it together. That was my fluorescent cat. But I thought that as we did this, that was strange for me. Where is that page? That challenge that Blade did that said draw a cat? Oh, that was my favorite. And then, oh, I need to find it. He challenged me to draw a cat, and then on his stream, the Artistic Biker, he's got a YouTube channel. He's an awesome guy. He's got an awesome family, and so he challenged me to one of these things to draw a cat. I drew the cat, and then the next Thursday when he streamed, he was painting this cat, and he drew the cat, and everything was good, and then all of a sudden, he ripped it. And I'm like, oh my God, we all freaked out. No! And then we realized it was the outline. It was the most amazing. Still to this day, it was a funny show. It was a good one. He had all of us scared to death. But I ripped out that page. Anyways, we're not gonna. Here's a black gesso technique. Black gesso. It's in here somewhere. I can see it. Yeah. Draw a cat, he said. And then he did one called Draw a Cat, She Said. I'm telling you, you need to watch the video. It really was a good one. I bought what? Oh, I did buy the gel press plate, Marion. I bought a round one. It works the same so far, I think. I really haven't used it very much. I tried to use some, and I bought it at the Queen's Ink in Maryland. I was using it there, but it seemed like it had a factory like oily type thing on it, so it wasn't. But I'm sure, I mean, thickness wise and everything seems comparable. I just need to work it in. Work it in. That's amazing. I need to rebind these ones that we did. All these pages. Draw a cat, he said. Anyways, that's a long-standing joke. An old joke. If you're around here long enough, you'll know our inside jokes, and we will make new inside jokes. Anyway, so I like to see how it just kind of breaks it up a little bit, and I think I'll do some splots. Ooh, what do you guys think of some? Let me put this off to the side for a second. Anyways, I think I'm going to finish this later. I'm going to put a title there. I might do some like cream splots or something, or maybe some white ones. I think I'll be happy with that eventually. When I say breaking it in, I even used hand sanitizer. There was just some type of oil, like it's just from production, I'm sure. but it's the same like thickness. It's got the same resistance so far, but I haven't where is it? I think it's right here. But when I first put the paint, I can even feel like there's some type of oil on it. So I definitely have to, you know, work it back in. The more paint that it takes and the hand sanitizer and stuff, it's going to be fine. But yeah, I think it's comparable. So let's try. Let me find a good page to try this weird tip. The tip from the on the abstract paints. These are, speaking of PBOs, these were all the different PBO colors. Yeah, it's also a learning curve. I agree that there's a learning curve, and so okay. So if you're used to using a certain size of jelly plate, night Vicky, then you're used to using a certain amount of paint, right? Like I'm used to with a big 12 by 14, I know how much paint to put on my plate. So when I go down to the small one, I always put way too much paint. So that I have to relearn every time I use a smaller plate. But oh boy, it's humid in here. But there is some type of oily residue just from the manufacturing process. So I have blue. I'm just looking at something that I can, if there's something that I can, oh well, I'll just do it on, I'll just outline some of these flowers and see what happens. Okay, and well, I won't use that tip, the long one. But when I say I was thinking, when you put this on, isn't there going to be leftover paint in there? Like, what are you going to do? Blow it out so you don't use it? So I think I'm going to do, and this is the last bit before I sign off, I'll use the smallest tip. Now I don't know if these will fit on anything else. I guess not, because it's a very precise tip. So everybody ready? Let me prime it. Well, it's definitely a thin thingamy-do. Okay, so I think I'm going to try first the circle. Let's see. Cool. So it looks like it's actually working better than any tip from, what do you call that? Fine liners? What was those called? Rats! I have some right here. Yeah, fine liner. See, round, I didn't buy the round before because the way I use my jelly prints or round I find challenging to use. Like, okay, so I make the beautiful prints. Now what am I going to do with it? So I like the rectangles. That's just me because I like rectangle books and rectangle papers. This is fun. That worked pretty well. So let's see. So there's still lots of paint in there. Alright, you know what I'm going to do. Close your eyes if it's going to gross you out. Why does CB? So, yeah, that worked out cool. And that was just the finest tip, and it's raised. I don't think you can't tell that it's raised, but here's the thing. And then you don't have to worry about those fine liners. Where did it go? But where did it go? Okay, so there's still like paint in there. So anyways, look away if you night Anita, if you think this is going to be gross, because I'm going to blow into it. I'll do it off screen. Okay, that's impossible. Look. Look at this much. It blew into it and this much came out. I killed myself. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I'm gonna try. You don't want to waste it. Don't want to waste it. This paint's not cheap. Look, I mean, there's still a lot in there. So, hmm. How do you get it out? Maybe if I had a spray bottle. I guess, yeah, you can use a Q-tip. I did have one around here somewhere. Or a very small brush. Yeah, I don't recommend blowing through it part. Just saying. Oh, no, I know I can watch it, but I don't want... Look, I can put... some... Now, this is really paint boogers. Paint snot coming out of here. Paint snot coming out. Anyways, I've killed myself. I think it's time to go. Oh, look, we can make some splats. I'm going like this with some water. Oh, look at that. Controlled splats, Jean. Put them over here. Although it might wreck your paintbrush. I'm just making a mess now. But see how much paint? That was a lot of paint left in there. I don't like to waste paint. That's just me. Now I can blow through it. Now my lips are blue, I'm sure. Alright, I'll put this in water. Yeah, you've seen it here first. Splots through, through the tip. I better do a video on it. It does, exactly, Peggy. That had a lot of paint in it. And, this paint's not exactly cheap. There's nothing gets me more... I don't like... I was going to say they're not... Anyways, I don't like when there's wasted paint. Alright. Uh-oh, now it's stuck. Alright, cleaned up. That's good. Now how what do I do with these so that I don't lose them? You know how well that goes. But look at these splots. Controlled splots. Oh boy. But that was fun. These that tip, it's about as fine as a fine liner. And definitely came out easier. And again, when you clean it, you don't have to worry about that. And they have all these other bad boys, but we'll play with those another night. So anyways, we had some fun tonight. We had some rants. We had some laughs. We made worked on 2 different pages, which are almost done. I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I don't even think I'm going to put any words on this first one we did. I think it's just nice as it is. And then, you know, we did this. It was a hot mess. We worked through some uglies, I think. I might, you know, anyways. Put a long twisty tie through the tip and around the bottleneck. Long twisty tie through the tip and around the bottleneck. You've lost me. Put a long twisty tie through the tip and around the bottleneck. Are you talking about storing these? Twisty tie through the lip. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday night. Thanks for having the jokes and being here. Uh, I'm glad, Cheryl. Well, like I said, if you don't learn anything, at least you have some jokes. And everybody, run out and buy some Recollections crayons. They are awesome. All right. Night, everyone.